Hello guys, today I'll be talking to you about the importance of human resource management and why it plays a vital role in the success of a business. Human resource management is a vital factor that ensures the success of a business. However, human resource management is often overlooked by business owners. There are 4 key stages and factors that involve human resource management in the workplace. This is known as the human resource management cycle. It consists of 4 stages: recruitment, development, maintenance, and separation. All 4 stages pose different benefits for the business, and once all 4 stages are adhered to, the business will see noticeable improvement both in performance and workplace culture. The first stage of the human resource management cycle is known as the recruitment/acquisition stage. The HR manager comes up with plans and strategies for hiring the right kind of people. This is fundamental for a business to succeed, as they must have the correct employees to operate the business effectively. There are several ways that human resource managers can acquire employees. Human resource managers do not solely acquire the staff at the present stage of the business, but forecast for the future to ensure that necessary roles and skills have been acquired and trained to continue the success of the business. There are 3 key steps in the acquisition stage: identifying employment, recruiting, and selection. In the first step, the human resource manager must review the current state of the business and analyse which areas and employment sectors of the business need updating, reinforcing, or preparing for the future. Once this role has been identified, the recruitment process can commence, where the vacancy can be filled by an internal or external staff member. A criteria and job description must be designed to then use several methods to acquire the new employment opportunity. These methods include outsourcing through an employment agency, which can be highly beneficial as it reduces the work for the human resource manager, and the agency has already identified and sorted the applicants into the suited roles. Other forms of acquisition include online advertisement through employment websites such as LinkedIn, Seek.com, which allows for a wide spread, with 34% of all adults applying for a job online at least once in their life. However, this can be time consuming, with having to sort through applications and then go through various interviews. The final acquisition method is called nepotism employment, where the current employee's friends or relatives are hired through recommendation. This can be beneficial by creating a strong culture within the business, but can also have an adverse effect on productivity. The final step of the acquisition stage is the selection or screening process, and it entails reviewing all applicants from the acquisition stage to hire the employee for the role identified in the employment requirement stage. Common selection strategies include interviews, written or academic tests, and application forms. Each strategy has its benefits and drawbacks and will vary in time and money required. Acquisition is important for a business as they can fill open positions and create a more productive workplace. Also, having a good human resource management program will make it easier to employ staff due to the knowledge and steps set in place during the hiring process. The second stage of the human resource management cycle is the training and development stage. Once the business has acquired staff through the acquisition stage, they can then commence into the training and development stage. The development stage primary purpose is aimed at improving an employee's present and future performance in the workforce. This is a critical stage of the human resource cycle as it prepares and molds the employee to work efficiently in the workplace. While training does have a time and monetary cost for the business, the skills required will benefit the business, as companies that invest in employees' training enjoy 24% higher profit margin versus companies who don't. Furthermore, not only does training improve the service and productivity of the business, it also retains employees, reducing turnover by 40%, as 40% of employees who do not receive the necessary job training to become effective will leave their positions within the first year, whereas 70% of trained staff remain in their current position due to receiving adequate training. Employee training results in both personal growth and organisational growth through the acquisition of the new skills. There are differing types of training, with the on-job training occurring within the workplace and off-job training with outsourcing training methods such as TAFE and higher education courses. Businesses will often invest money into paying for the staff's training, like paying for apprenticeships, as they will see a full return in qualified and loyal staff. Kim Bond, the General Manager of the Cathedral Hotel, shared the importance of training and development by sharing.
It's very important for us to get people when they're young, going through university, use them throughout those years. So what we have is a lot of young people coming in who are inexperienced in the industry. So it's very important to train and develop those people throughout their journey with the Cathedral Hotel. A part of that is doing standing operating procedures. So we do a lot of procedural work that is a basis for our training moving forward. So the reasoning behind us using these policy and procedures for our training is to ensure that there's a consistent approach to our training, and then hence a consistent nature of our delivery of service. It's important to take people off-site every now and then just to give them some fresh eyes. So quite often we'll do some training externally at one of our breweries, just learning about how different beers are being made so that people come back to the hotel and they can actually tell the customers about their experience and the nature of the product. It's always important for us to make sure we develop our people who want to stay in the industry, and a part of that is making sure that we train and develop them for the future. So quite often we'll get people that come in as a bar staff or a bar attendant, and then they'll work their way through to become a duty manager, and sometimes even assistant managers. So it's important for us to recruit our own people to create our culture and make sure that we instill that in our people throughout.
Third stage of the human resource management cycle is the maintenance stage. One of the most important factors that makes good human resource management so valuable is being able to retain existing and newly acquired staff, which is referred to as the maintenance stage. A human resource management business guide states that the role of a human resource manager in the maintenance stage is to constantly be working on improving the quality of work life by creating and implementing programs and policies such as personal and annual leave, daycare services, and other various incentive opportunities. Maintaining staff is invaluable for a business, as creating loyal staff grants several performance and workplace culture benefits. These include reduced staff absent days, improved employee-manager relations, more positive staff, which greatly improves culture with high morale and drastically improves productivity. Engaged and loyal employees are 12% more productive, and also workplaces see a 10% increase in customer ratings and a 20% increase in sales. And lastly, maintenance reduces staff turnover, which in turn saves the money invested to re-enter the acquisition stage. Human resource managers can also use several incentives to retain and satisfy customers. These can primarily be broken down into two categories: monetary benefits and incentive benefits. 78% of workers would likely remain with their employer because of their benefits it offers. Monetary benefits can include pay rate or paid holidays, annual leave, overtime, workers' compensation, health insurance, and superannuation payments, as well as maternity leave, etc. However, there are also non-monetary benefits that accompany these. Non-monetary benefits are motivators that can include flexible work hours, employee-dictated shifts, working from home, increased job variety, and promotion opportunities, while maintaining a good work-life balance. Lastly, there are also benefits within the workplace known as intrinsic benefits. These can increase work productivity and better the workplace culture through intrinsic motivators, like succeeding in their occupation. The final stage of the human resource management cycle is the separation stage. Separation refers to the separation of employer and employee, which can be categorized into two groups: voluntary and involuntary. There are several different reasons why an employee may be dismissed, and it must be conducted by both parties ethically, employee and employer. Voluntary separation refers to the employee nominating or terminating their contract on agreed terms with an employer. An uncommon form of voluntary separation is voluntary redundancy, which the employee resigns due to their role being made redundant or on the verge of being made obsolete. The employer must provide the employee with a financial redundancy package. Another form of voluntary separation is retirement, when an employee ceases working due to age or external reasons. The average Australian employee will work until they are 65 years old, the minimum age for the government pension financial support, which is necessary for most when retiring. Lastly, once an employee retires, they gain access to their superannuation acquired through their years of employment. The final form of voluntary separation is voluntary dismissal, where the employee chooses to resign from their current position. The employee must give notice and may be required to work for 2 weeks following their recent request due to the Fair Work and Punishment resignation laws. 31% of employees resign within 6 months of being hired, forcing the business to return to the acquisition stage. The form of separation is involuntary separation, and it is where the employer terminates the employee's contract due to factors such as redundancy, instant dismissal, or dismissal after warning. Involuntary redundancy occurs when the business or industry no longer requires the service of an employee, and the employee is forced to separate from the company and is often provided financial support package or reinstalling its staff into a similar occupation. If an employee performs in a serious misconduct in the workplace, it can result in an instant termination of contract. Employees are not required to receive notice or of resignation. However, this can lead to unfair dismissal claims as a part of the Fair Work Act of 2009. As an employee must not be dismissed from their job in a harsh, unjust, or unreasonable manner. Lastly, separation with warning occurs when an employee is given up to 3 formal warnings for misconduct in the workplace. The employer must show evidence of attempting to assist the employee into fixing the factors that the warning was issued for. The warning go as followed: verbal warning, written first warning, second written warning, the final written warning, which then leads to dismissal. During these warnings, a spectator should be present to ensure it is conducted ethically. Furthermore, the Fair Dismissal Code Guide will be a useful tool to prevent fair work claims battles with employees. Good human resource management is essential during separation as it ensures the employee and employer are protected and the separation is done ethically, as well as giving a clear understanding of both parties' rights and what they are entitled to. In closing, human resource management has a direct impact on the success of a business, and business owners should invest time and money into ensuring they have a solid human resource program. The value of human resource management can be seen during the human resource management cycle, during the acquisition stage when hiring staff for the better of the business and workplace culture. After staff are acquired, they must move on to the second stage, which is the development stage, which ensures that staff are trained properly, and this increases productivity. The maintenance stage is the third stage, which works to retain customers, creating loyalty and engage employees, ultimately limiting staff turnover, which saves the business considerable amounts of money on investment and also increases productivity. And lastly, human resource management greatly assists with separation, which can be a confusing and complicated process without the clear guidance of human resource management. Thank you very much.